So you told me that you never wanted to get a 9 to 5 ever again. And this is what I recommended to you. You should never get back to a 9 to 5 because you're most likely going to do nothing and sit there and absolutely get fired the third time or laid off, whatever you want to name it. For whatever reason, I wanted you to just let our audience know why. Well, I know why you wanted to start your own business, because you never want to work under a boss ever again. Were there any financial reasons or any financial situations that you have to deal with? Let's just say you have to support your family. And since we're not making money on YouTube, we're not making money on these businesses right now. How difficult was it for you to make that decision? I'm no longer doing a 9 to 5. And how did your family handle it? I mean, this is a big decision, I guess. Your friends, your family, people that you know, I don't know how they handled it, but if you ask me, I think it is a risk, but it's also, how do I say it? High risk, high reward. And I feel like the only reason why I recommended or really supported you to work or start entrepreneurship, start businesses,
because you're
work
part of
with me is yeah, it's also because I'm part of it, but also I think that with your personality, I don't think that you likely fit a 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably will never want to get back to it. So I guess that's why I never really recommended you to find another job.
Mm-hmm.
But did you ever get that pressure, that the financial pressure to support your family? Because you're not making a salary right now. You don't have the security that you had when you had the jobs that I recommended or when you worked with me. What was your thought process? How did you feel? How did your family feel? Just walk our viewers through this.
Oh, it's a very loaded question there. So this is part of our blog and our website. You and I are introverts, clearly, and we are both Asians living in the US. Having this quote unquote security of being in a job, you know, it's paramount to our well-being. As you know, especially with Asians and Asian Americans, having a stable, secured job is the way to go. However, I think differently in so many ways, and one of my mindsets is that even though it has been quote unquote secured in the past, it's no longer the case in this day and age. Do I think about providing for my family? Yeah, 24/7. Every hour of every day, there's an intrusive thought every day where I just beat myself up. You know, like I'm not doing enough, just a bad member of the family. I'm not contributing enough. I'm not contributing at all. And so I think it's maybe because of the Asian upbringing or that longing obligation to give back. But I think at this time, the best thing I can do for me, myself, and my family is to continue with this entrepreneurship rather than subjecting myself into a 9 to 5.
So financially right now, you haven't been supporting your family?
Financially, no, but I am setting up things in my path and subscribing to things that will eventually pay off in the long run. What Dave Goggins was saying, that you have to be a relentless mother effer, even though you just give it your all and it'll pay off eventually. If something is in your way, and you just gotta go through it. So that's the mindset I have right now for myself, and that's why I want you to like read the books that I provided to you. And then next we're reading David Goggins' book. Okay.
So for our viewers out there that don't know, is that in an Asian household, in an Asian family, we're always constantly thinking about how we can support our family, not just mentally, physically, and financially, and all that.
Dude, I'm so stressed out, man. Like, I'm stressed out all the time.
And for Z to not be able to financially support his family,
I'm a loser.
and to not be able to do that, and knowing his personality, he is the type of person to feel bad and, how do I say, beat himself over it.
Yeah.
And for him to make the decision to not work a 9 to 5, to pursue entrepreneurship, means that he's willing to take that pain that he constantly has of not being able to financially support his family. He will constantly feel like he's not valuable. He's constantly feeling he is a loser
Yeah.
for not being able to support his family. But what that means is that he values, or he's very passionate about his business. Or he's very passionate about what he's doing right now.
100%.
So that's why I hope that our viewers can support us by sharing these videos, liking and subscribing. Because this actually shows that people are actually listening to us, people supporting us, and people probably supporting Z, because Z actually needs this, probably more than me. But
and to add on to that,
if you want to bring this,
it's not just about the money, okay? It's like what Mark Cuban said on, I think, Shark Tank, where he was saying like, I'd rather work for myself, make $50,000 a year, than to be employed and make the same amount of money. Like, just that sentiment alone just resonated with me, because I can't fire myself. I can't lay myself off, right? And if I do get $50,000 per year, which I'll be really grateful for, if I'm working with you and with this business that we own together, I'd be really grateful, and I'd start another thing on the side too. I mean, there's endless opportunity, because I'm capable. I know I'm capable, but I can't do that with a 9-to-5 job, working for nickels and dimes, working for someone else so that they can be rich and they can go to like Denmark or something and
So
have
if you
a
wanna talk
6-month
about-
vacation. I want that.
So for me, I mean, I never thought about entrepreneurship as much as Z did, because my personality is, you give me work, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I guess
Like,
after talking to Z,
guys,
he gave me
you have to,
he made me more passionate about what I did.
I
And
made
also,
you
I like
pried your eyes
what
open.
I do.
I pried you.
I like what I do. I like what we're talking about. And I really do like I like finance. And I think when we were talking about starting a YouTube channel, I think I was the one who brought it up before you did. You never brought it up. I was the one who asked, hey, why don't we work on YouTube? Because I know you had multiple channels before this, or you had a channel before this.
That is true.
You shared some videos with me. I guess you don't work on those right now, so that's why you work with me. And I said, why don't we do finance? I was like, hey, I noticed many people are getting into the finance industry. There's many people starting to be finance YouTubers. And I like finance, or I personally truly like and am really passionate about investing. I guess I wasn't as passionate about online businesses, but after seeing it and learning about it, I guess why not? I mean, there's nothing to lose other than I use more time pursuing something that can possibly make more money than what I'm making right now.
But okay, so I want to ask you this question. Do you feel like a loser now? Because you're as an Asian introverted person, you have been making a certain amount of money per year, excluding, well, okay, let's include the bonuses. You have been making a certain amount. Do you feel like a loser making that tiny amount of money per year?
Not entirely. I'll say that the amount I'm making in terms of what YouTubers are making is not that much. And instead of in what entrepreneurs make, it's not that much. But in terms of a 9-to-5, not considered to be a small amount. But with that being said, our job has the ability to see how much people are making. And with that Asian mindset and knowing how people are competitive, and I think you know me, I'm very competitive myself too. I always want to be better, and I always want to make more.
But dude,
I think this is a bad mindset.
I know what you make. I know what you make, dude. It's, for me personally, it's not enough. It isn't. I had this sorry to cut you off, but before I forget, I had this little argument online with a commentator. They were saying that $10,000 is enough per month. Would you agree? They were saying that $10,000 is enough for them. Would you agree? It's a lot of money.
Enough is an opinion.
What's your opinion?
What does it mean to be enough? Do I need more than $10,000 to live? No. I can live with 10,000. You can live with less than 10,000 too.
Yeah,
but do I want more? Yes, of course.
Do you think that it's all relative and subjective,
Mm-hmm.
but do you think that it's quote unquote a lot?
No, it's not. It's not a lot. I don't think it's a lot, because
don't consider me in the mix. Don't say oh, he'll appreciate it when I say
it's
this.
not enough.
Just in your
No,
own
it's not.
opinion.
In my own opinion, it's not a lot of money. It's a decent amount of money for certain individuals. So I will never put people down if they're making that much or making less than that much. The only reason why is that as a 9 to 5, what I'm doing right now with my experience level, and considering I'm not in tech, it's not a bad pay. And also, since you left, we get to split what we were giving to you.
But
So,
even
I mean,
then, if I add
it's
the
not a lot.
split
It really
it's
isn't.
not,
But
it's not, dude. Like for me personally,
it's not a lot.
my opinion is that
but
it's not a lot. 10K? No, it's not a lot. Like, and mind you, I don't have expensive taste, right?
But
Regardless
you're the
of
one
my
that wants to
subscriptions.
make $1 million a month, right?
Yeah, dude, because I want to get into other
You have
things
to
that I don't
understand,
want
not
to.
many. You have to understand how do I say it? You have to know that there are software engineers out there making $500K a year. And for you to say that you want to make $1 million a month, it's not outrageous by any means, because as an entrepreneur, you can definitely make even more than $1 million a month. Right? You know what I mean? Everyone knows that. You have the ability to do it. But to say that 500K a year or 200K a year, when it's considered to be 200K is considered to be upper middle class or even upper class,
Like,
or lower upper class.
uh-huh.
I wouldn't say that it's like, even now, I wouldn't say 200K is a lot, because I know that in San Francisco, you probably want a little more
Yeah,
to like not live
just
in
to
a condo.
live. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If you want to live in a better single family in a better neighborhood, you probably have to make a little more.
A little more, yeah. Or get like,
Well, a good amount more. But even then, you have to understand what type of jobs there are out there. And that many of the higher paying jobs aren't like $1 million a year. You have to understand, 500K a year is actually considered pretty high.
yeah, that's why I no longer want a 9 to 5, dude. Because there's like a cap. So
There is a cap.
So whatever
There is a cap.
the next guy is making, that's what you should be making, or around that. So you're basing it off of around that certain thing. That's the threshold, the cap. So I don't want that. And mind you, again, like, I don't have an extravagant lifestyle, right? I don't have expensive taste, regardless of how many subscriptions I have. And I'm kind of ashamed of how many subscriptions I have. But I can live in a van and shower at 24-hour fitness or Planet Fitness. Hashtag not sponsored. But like, I don't need much. But for me personally, $10,000 a month is not enough. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate with that statement. Maybe down the line, some YouTuber or blogger or commentator will snip this audio out. And I don't care. I stand by it. 10K is not enough. Okay, it's not a lot of money.
Do you think the salary or the total compensation for software engineers to be a lot?
Like stock options, retirement plan, like 401ks, all that?
Yeah, I
With that
think
in consideration?
on average, once they start off, they're already making over 100K. And I think normally on the higher end, I see a good amount making 300, 400, 500K. I don't see many with a 1 mil a year, but I don't think I see much with $1 mil a year. But
You're asking the guy who has a goal of making 1 million per month minimum.
so I mean, as a 9 to 5, the software engineer being a software engineer, is that a lot of money what they're making? No, right? Is that what you're saying?
Not to be dull and blunt, but I don't think it's relevant anymore because ChatGPT is taking over. So I don't know.
I think a lot of our viewers are probably going to wonder what industry we're in, but
Oh, they can. They're smart.
there
They
are
can figure it out.
there are some people that do make quite a bit more than, like, I mean, everyone thinks software engineer is the only industry to get in.
No.
Our industry, there's a good amount of people that can make similar, even more than
Yeah,
them,
but you
too.
can die on the job, dude. The job can kill you.
Like I said, like you saying it being, I don't think it's a lot.
It's not conducive to
But
your health.
I do say, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't tell a software engineers they're not making a good amount of money. You know what I mean? Because considering that's a higher paying job, you got to understand, when you're in real estate or in finance, your bonuses get pretty big based off of like your business or how much profit you're bringing in or revenue you're bringing in. And being like in a millions of dollar industry, you do make a decent chunk of change. Maybe like nickels and dimes or dimes and quarters instead of pennies and nickels. Like what?
Yeah.
Z.
But again, it's based on personal preference, right? And it's my opinion. And if you love what you do, if you love your job, then kudos to you, man. Good job. Like, you found something that you're good at and found something that you love and you want to be a career guy, dude, respect. But for me personally, I have bigger things that I want to do. I'm not saying that it's not big, like software engineer is not big, but I'm saying like, you know, but you know, like for me personally, big is something like big, like I should.
If you worked a 9 to 5, and you had a 9 to 5 mindset, what do you think would be a good total compensation / salary? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Dude, I can't even tell you, because society is stupid, and like this societal rules and regulations, that's what's considered to be a quote-unquote reality. You know, what's keeping a certain company from giving, you know, like a receptionist $500,000 per year? You know, like what's keeping them from giving $1 million to an engineer per year? Like what?
The CEO needs to make more money.
Exactly. And why does the CEO want to make more money? And
greedy.
Dude, okay, so I'm saying that I might become that CEO and I have this goal of 1 million per month, right? For me personally, I want to have my company's trajectory to overshoot that 1 mil by a lot, so I can compensate my employees correctly. Like these companies that I'm not gonna name because I don't want to get on their bad side. But if you were to compensate your workers correctly and give them the respect that they deserve, I think you would solve a lot of problems that you will no longer need HR. You know what I mean? If you keep people happy, your employees happy, if you keep them, you know, well fed, you know, give them time for their families and approve their PTOs when they need it, give them time when a newborn baby is delivered to the world, you know, give them maternity leave, paternity leave. I think you'll flourish as a company if you take care of your workers. But sadly, we don't do that.